Hello everyone, it's Rick Passek, the Fly Fishing Fanatic, and welcome to another edition of On the Bench with Sport Fishing on the Fly. Today I will be tying a little red tag. It's an older British pattern. It's called the red tag, but I'm going to be tying it a little different. I'm going to tie it in a wet style instead of the original. The original's got a cock hackle at the front, and I'm going to be putting a hen hackle at the front. So we're going to start off here with an Ahrex FW541 in a size 10. You can tie these in a straight shank hook as well, similar to this. That way, right? But I like it in both. So I'm going to be using some Semperfli Nano Silk in white 12-aught for the thread. Going to be using some red poly yarn for the red tag. For the body, I'm going to be using some peacock herl. This is really old peacock herl, but it's all I've got left. So I'll be using some 0.2 mil silver wire, and I will be using a piece of one feather off of my Hungarian partridge. Normally you would go with like a ginger or something like that cock hackle, but this is the wet style version. So come back to about there. Grab my scissors. I'm going to come back to the front, but I'm going to leave a little bit of space there. I don't want to go right to the front. And I'm going to tie in my red tag right about there, leaving a bit of space for the hackle in the front. Just a little bit of space, nothing major. Pinching wrap just to get it there. And secure this all the way back about there, and then I like going under and over and under and over. Then I'm going to, the bend of the hook, I'm just going to cut it a little bit longer than the bend of the hook. It's not a ton. Come back forward to my tie-in point there. Tie in a little bit of silver wire. You can use oval tinsel if you want a little bit more of a shine into this. You can use something, a flat tinsel or an oval tinsel. Just don't overdo it. Okay. So got that done. I will take, depending on your peacock herl, I usually like 3 to 4 strands of herl, because you do want to build up a bit of a body here and a bit of a hump as you come forward. So I'm just lining up my tips. Just going to cut them straight here. Again, tie these in, leaving that space all the way back, come all the way forward. Just wrap your peacock herl, touching wraps with this bundle, and then I like coming back over top of it once, then back to the front. Just gives it a little bit of that, a bit of a heavier front end. Cut that off. Then I'm going to take, like I said, now normally it would be a cock hackle. First I'm going to counter rib my peacock. Just helps hold it together. Right? But like I said, normally it would be a cock hackle here in the original. But I like having both styles in my box. So I'm just going to grab one single feather off the back here. Strip away all the fluff, the under fluff. I'm going to just grab my hackle plier and just get just grab one of the very tip there, and then just stroke this all back, just creating a tie-in point. like so. I'll tie that in. And with my hackle plier, just give the stem a grab. I hope I don't bump into the camera here because I've got it fairly close to me. Let's see. There we go. So one, I like doing 3 to 4 turns on these. 2, 3. Might as well just use it all up. There we go. Sorry for bumping the camera there, guys. So I've got it pretty close. So now I can just either just pull on my thread and just shake back and forth, and you'll be able to rip that off. And I'll get my whip finisher. Just give this a whip finish. Now, I like using either white or black thread. And with the white, I can color it, paint it black, I can paint it green, I can paint it red, whatever color I want with a Copic marker. So a couple of sets of whip finishes, cut that off, just give that wet hackle a bit of a brush out. And that's it. There is your finished red butt, but it's in the wet style. Okay, red tag, but in the wet style instead of with the dry fly hackle on the front. Okay, so it's just 2 different styles. Like I said, I like having both in my box just in case, right? I think I prefer the wet over the using the cock hackle myself. So hope you guys enjoyed that one. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of On the Bench, Sport Fishing on the Fly. Bye, Lance.